you're finding us in deepest France, in northern France actually, at a place called a Tang 5. Now, this is one of those commercial venues that doesn't really have a huge amount of power outlets on site. In fact, the only place that they have a way of charging anything is a couple of solar panels at the main hut. So if you're like me and you're a power hungry angler, we've been now fishing for about 6 days, 5 nights. If you're like me, a power hungry angler, I use an awful lot of batteries for film work. I use an awful lot of batteries. I like my phone charged up. I do a lot of Facebooking while I'm online at the lake. I like to do a lot of iPad at night when the lights are out and it's gone dark and I can't watch the water anymore. I don't mind getting in the bivvy in the long nights and watching a couple of movies on my iPad. So having the ability to charge up all my devices while I'm on the bank is paramount. Now, most people will tend to go for these, and rightly so, because they're a great little unit. This is one of these typical units that people buy, and you can get them for under €100 most of the places that you get them. And they're great for what they are, but they're not going to have the longevity of a proper unit. This one it runs off a typical lead acid battery like so. It's a 7 amp hour battery. Now, this is the bank pack version. A friend of mine makes these, and as I say, it's superb. Now, I've been running it all week, just charging up my phone and my iPad. I've not been charging up any of my camera batteries, which are a little bit more hungry for juice. I've just kept it for my iPad and my iPhone, and it's served me well for about 4 days. It's finally died on me. So I've a few more days to go, and without extra power, I could be a little bit bunched. But luckily, my friend with me has one of these beauties. Now, this is the LoungeBox from Carp Lounge. Now, Carp Lounge are famous for their bait boats, and rightly so, but this is a kind of one of these products that utilizes a lot of the lithium-ion battery power units that they use in the bait boats, and it's put into one box. Now, this comes in 3 different flavors, and it will give you an awful lot more power. This box itself is rated at 50 amp hours. They do a 75 and 100 amp hour box as well. Now, these are not a cheap box, but they will give you a serious amount of power when on the bank. Now, go through a little, a couple of its features. What it has here is it has the typical USB port. The USB there's 2 different styles. There's one at 1 amp hour and one at 2.1 amp. And that's basically, one's for an iPhone, one's for an iPad, something a little bit heavier on the juice. It has the 12-volt cigarette lighter, and it also then has a charging port so you can actually charge the box. It also has these 2 connectors here, red and black, which allows you to attach, if you want to, an electric outboard motor. So you can actually pop this in the boat while you're fishing and dropping out baits and coming back in. Obviously, the higher amp hour box, the one that's 100 amp hour, would be more suited for that real heavy electric outboard motor work, but it does give you an option if your main battery on your boat went dead and you had this in the car. The beauty of this particular model is its size. It's so compact, it's portable and light. It also has a sort of voltage meter here to let you know how much power you've got left. It has a simple on-off button. It's a very, very compact unit, which is exactly what you want. It doesn't take up a huge amount of space, and let's face it, if you're like me coming to France and you're traveling a bit of distance, you're going to have a car rammed full of gear. The last thing you want to do is be taking up a lot of space with battery and power stuff. The great thing about this, as I said, you can power up any of your devices, your iPhone, your iPads off it. You can power up through the other ports here, electrical devices such as the electrical outboard, or if you have an RT4 Baitboat and lithium-ion batteries or any other batteries that need charging on the bank, this unit will actually charge up your Baitboat batteries as well, which is a great get-out-of-jail card if you're having a bit of a red letter session and your Baitboat's being used to full effect. So if you're in the market for what is undoubtedly one of the most compact power units using some of the best technology under the hood, then you need to go to carplounge.de, check out the LoungeBox, and remember, in life you get what you pay for. These are not a cheap item, but they are without a doubt one of the best I've ever seen on the market.